Greetings YouTube, LMS Tactical here. This is going to be somewhat of a controversial video for some, and for some it's going to bore the hell out of them. The subject I want to talk about, as you probably guessed, was my VA experience. Now, most of you know that I'm a former Army paratrooper, and I have never used the VA medical system, never done that. And so yesterday was my very first experience. And I'll be honest with you, man, the main reason is because I have Humana as insurance, and it's just it's a joke, man. I mean, well, what do you call it? Help me out here. Throw me a bone. Deductible is insane, and until you pay the deductible, you know, I'm trying to get prescriptions, and it's like $45 here. One of the prescriptions I tried to get is $299, $300. They want me to pay for a medication because my deductible's not met. So I'm thinking, what the hell do I even have this insurance for? It's a total joke, and who can afford that? Not me. So plus I pay almost $200 a month for those assholes. And for what? Everything is out of network, blah, blah, blah. So anyways, that brought me to the VA. I made my appointment, and of course it takes, I think you got to make an appointment a month ahead of time. So I did that. And let me get some air going in here. So I did that, and I went down to, Fort Belvoir. Holy shit. You don't know what just transpired for me to bring this fucking video to you, man. I am so prepared with my little emergency bug out truck. I got under my back seat, I have all these plastic boxes with everything that a man could need. So my battery starts dying. I go looking for the phone charger. I got 400 fucking chargers. And I have to go through each one of them. When I'm trying to fucking plug it in the phone. I got the GPS charger. I got the fucking dash cam charger. I got the fucking mobile fucking male masturbatory fucking vibrating eggs charger. I go through all of them. None of them fucking fit until I've torn up the entire back seat, went through all my old stale fucking emergency food bars and every other goddamn thing I'll never use. And it's the very last fucking thing I find is the phone charger. So I'm back with you. Which reminds me, at the end of the credits, if you're interested in a little personal update, and if this video bores you, zoom ahead. I'll share something else with you. Oh yeah, so the VA situation. I have heard so much negative shit, and you know, I mean, you just believe what you hear. And I'm not saying that it's not true, and I know this is going to piss off some veterans. You know, I'm just asking you to, you know. The responses are, I've already heard them on some of my friends. Oh, well, you just had a good experience. Let me give you a little lesson. I'm going to give you the fucking Mike Weiss lesson on how to fucking be treated decent. And I don't mean to sound condescending, you stupid little fucks. No, I'm just kidding. But listen, I was prepared to step into the fucking bowels of hell because of all the news stories about the VA is this and the VA is that, and all these guys are dying and everything else. Granted, you have to, if you make an appointment, it's always 30 days out. I get that. But let me tell you what happened to me and why I believe it happened to me. So I show up at the VA, and I'm like, you know, ready to fucking, you know, just snap somebody's head off if they fuck with me, because you know, and as it turns out, of course, I go to get on the post, and I'm like, oh no, man, you gotta have a fucking pass, and the pass is at the other gate 600 miles away, and my appointment's in 15 minutes. So I gotta go through all that shit. So I was already nice and fired up. And then I went on to literally have one of the best medical experiences I've ever had, and I've had a lot. You guys know I've had over 30, get the fucking baby batter out of your mouth, Mike. I've had over 30 surgeries, so I know my way around the medical system, not the VA. From the very first woman I talked to the information person, the ID person that gave me the pass, everybody was nice. There was a little nurse that saw me first, and she was probably about 3 feet tall. She literally could have been like a garden gnome. But she was a little Filipina nurse, and she talked like a fucking chipmunk on PCP mixed with a speedball. I mean, she was, But, you know, she was getting information, so I gave it to her, and I dropped a few Tagalog words I know, and that calmed her down. And then I go see the doctor, who I'm just thinking is going to be the biggest prick in the world. Like, you know, I can hardly wait, because he doesn't know what he's in for, because I'm going to fucking stand my ground. I'm a veteran. I fought in the fucking Cold War. We can't all be heroes. So Doc calls me in, and of course he's sitting at his computer. You know how they are. And you know, you make a few jokes, they don't smile. So I'm thinking, well, I guess it's true. Fast forward to, by the time it was done, he and I are slow dancing to music that only we hear. We're best friends, we're exchanging. I mean, I've got his name on the side of my tennis shoes now. I mean, the dude did everything for me. All these medications that I take that cost me $1 million, and I have to fucking fight for them. You know, I go through the city of LA's insurance, man, and those cockbiters, you know, every 3 months they convene this group of people that know nothing about me, and they decide what's right for me. No, we're going to stop this medication, because they're trying to save money for the city of LA. I brought a gift for them. Oh, here it is. They just fuck with you, okay? So I left there with everything approved, and it's going to be mailed to my house. I got an appointment now scheduled for like a VA dermatologist, and another one for hearing tests. I have a sleep apnea. I'm all fucked up. So I have this sleep apnea machine, and you got to change the hoses and everything out. I just spent $50 to get my replacement hoses. Yes, day before yesterday. Yesterday I find out they're all fucking no cost at the VA. Are you serious? Okay. Does that mean that all these people complaining about the VA are making it up? No. I understand that the VA has problems, and the obvious reason is because they're government workers. You know, come on, you guys have all worked for the government that are vets, and you know, the government is inefficient, and there's little reward for the workers too. So, you know, it's not only is it a bitch to deal with them, but there's not really any incentive for them to be good government workers, you know, because it's just like a meat grinder. Motherfuckers coming through, you know, my fucking leg hurts, my stump hurts, my this hurts, my that hurts. And that's cool, because these are all legitimate complaints. But now here comes Mike Weiss's school of how to get shit done and how to have fun doing it. You ready? Take notes. One thing I'm an expert on is hospital etiquette, because I've been in the hospital more than I've been in my own house for extended lengths in many cases. It's always been a policy of mine to treat nurses and hospital workers with unbelievable kindness. And, you know, it's obvious when you think about it why that would pay off. I mean, these are the people that are going to be wiping your ass if you can't do it. You know, they're going to be changing your bedpans. They're the ones that are going to come in there and do this. Okay, it's their job, I get it. But every one of us is human, and it's just like the police, you know, are not always going to be friendly, especially if they're dealing with a verbal asshole. Well, neither are these people. So when you go in, and I challenge every veteran that's in the VA medical system, the next time you go to your appointment, just try this. You know, I'm not asking you to be phony. You know, if the person at the reception desk has a nice dress on or a nice fucking piece of jewelry, compliment them. Crack a fucking joke. Let them know that you're human, that you're not just you're not like the next 10 guys and the 20 guys before. You're different. You're going to talk, you're going to engage. And when the doctor, let me tell you how this went down. The doctor was ignoring my jokes and blah, 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 blah. And I was, you know, I always try to see what vehicle, because you get more flies with honey, as my father always says, which I never understood that, because why would you want flies? But hey, fuck it. Now, with the doctor, I started rattling off shit, and I'm like very, very polite, and I'm telling him, hey, you know, if I start rattling off too much, just go ahead and stop me, but I want to make the best use of this time, so I want to tell you these things. I brought a list of notes because my memory's bad, and I started listing off my concerns. You know, could I get a penis extension covered by the VA? Would you guys pay for my sex change? You know, things like that. Now, at some point, I asked him, how long have you been doing this? That forced him to look away from the computer, and he gives me an answer, and he's kind of suspicious, like, why is this guy being nice? And one thing led to another, and I ended up knowing the guy. He's the same age as me. He told me his whole story, how long he's worked for the government, for the VA system, where he was working at, how he's looking to transfer back to San Diego, and blah, blah, blah. And, can I say that our friendly conversation had anything to do with him approving every single thing that I needed? I don't know. I can't tell you that. But I can say that when I left, I didn't have high blood pressure from being stressed out. I didn't leave there hating the VA. We shook hands, and it was a genuine handshake. The guy wished me well, wished me luck. I wished him luck with his life. I'm gonna burp. Excuse me. I won't edit that out. And so, all the way through the system, I had this great experience. And I attribute that to the way that I approach people. And I'm just saying to you guys, man, and by the way, I'll just be frank with you, man. At some point, I said, man, I really feel bad because I'm making you do all this extra work. And he said something to the effect of, oh, you'd be surprised the amount of stuff that people bring to me, and the things that they want, and this, that, and the other thing they want approval for. And I said, well, I really appreciate it, man. I said, I'm sure you get a lot of shit too. And he said, he just turned around, he says, brother, and that's what he said. He said, brother, you wouldn't believe it. He said, it's like these people just want to complain. They're just complainers. You know from the moment they step in that they're there to complain about the last experience, the wait they had to have for the appointment. And he even said, sometimes I get pissed off and I tell him, hey, if the VA is so bad, why do you utilize it? And of course the answer I would say is probably they don't have any choice, many people. But, with the VA medical system, if you have an emergency or something, you can go to a regular hospital or something out of network, so to speak. If it's just getting refills, or if it's just to check like a new problem, be friendly, man. Be very friendly. Make jokes. I mean, I considered it an actual challenge that when this guy wasn't even smiling at my jokes, I took that as a personal challenge, and I wasn't leaving there until I had this guy audibly laughing, and I won, man. I never give up. Oh, you guys want to see something really cool? I found this just walking Charlie just now. Charlie's sitting right next to me. Oh, I know, I love you too, Charlie. Hang on a second. This is those that have watched the channel know that I always come across this stuff. But this is a prehistoric, not real beautiful because the material around here is not that great, but this is a prehistoric arrowhead or spear tip. Back before the bow and arrow days. 10, 12, 13,000 years ago, some guy, this was his equivalent of 911 or the Apache helicopter. That's as good as it got, but I digress. So, am I in love with the VA system? I am right now. I'm going to cancel that Humana bullshit. I'm going to save myself almost $200 a month, and I'm going to save all those fucking deductibles and all of those co-pays. I mean, I walk out, there's nothing, you don't pay for anything, man, if you qualify for that. And now here's the most important message. I didn't sign into the VA healthcare until recently because, I'll be honest with you, I felt ashamed. I know we've just gone through the longest war in history, a couple of them, and we got young guys coming in there with limbs missing and all kinds of PTSD and trauma. And I just felt like, really? You're going to walk your Cold War era ass in there and fucking, complain about something that happened and was legitimate injuries? But I felt ashamed. I've never been to combat. And I even verbalized that to the doctor, and he gave me this big speech about how that's crazy because you signed your name and you were willing to go where they sent you. And if there would have been a war, you would have... It's all legitimate. I know it's true, but I'm my own worst enemy because I like being a victim. I should have been black. No, just kidding, black people. It's a little joke. If you watch some of my videos, you'll know. I'm not a racist. Of course, once you say you're not a racist, then you're a racist. Whatever. But, yeah. If you are a veteran and you have a justifiable reason to tap into the VA system and you haven't done it, you're going to kick yourself in the ass when you finally do it, because it's available. It's something that you have a right to. So Now, I know a lot of comments are going to be like, oh man, you know, you're just this or that, or you got lucky, or you kissed ass. And hey man, I'm not above kissing ass when somebody's taking care of my testicles. You know what I'm saying? If it's a medical person or a dentist or anything like that, goddamn right I'm going to kiss ass. So sometimes, you know, you got to just fucking, you know, put away the attitude and pretend to be the happiest dude that ever walked into the VA and see if you don't get treated different. And that's pretty much that's the gist of my video. Oh, please, you know, I'm trying to grow the channel. It's not growing. If every one of my subscribers was to just get one more subscriber each, I'd have 6 subscribers. I mean, is that asking too much? I mean, so yeah, push the video around, man. And you know, this time you don't get to see Charlie because he's laying next to me. But, yeah, that's it. LMS Tactical, hope you guys are doing good. I'm out. Da-da-da. After the credits, update on Mike and Charlie. Here's what happened. About 5 days ago, I'm sitting on the chair on the couch watching TV. It's time to go to bed. I go to stand up, my back completely gives out. And this has happened like 3 times in my life because I have injuries in my back. But you know, years ago I went to comb my hair and my back went out. A couple Thanksgivings before that, I went to reach for a glass, my back went out. And this is devastating if you've ever had a bad back. And I've got herniated disc and everything else. So my back goes out and I cannot walk. I mean, I'm literally trapped. So I sit back in the chair, I fall back in there, and I sit there for like the rest of the night, wide awake, watching Netflix and just shuddering in pain. Couldn't take a piss, nothing. Just me and Charlie. And then my wife got up and she gave me she has a cane, so I was using the Hurricane, which the Hurricane is like rated for 240 pounds. And so, you know, it's like I told my dad, I was on it and you could hear the rivets popping on that fucker. I mean, it's bending and everything else. But I managed to get myself dressed. I ended up having to go and get what's called an epidural. If you've ever had one, you'll know what I'm talking about. The needle's about that thick and about that long, and they just bury it into your spine until it's between your discs. And let me tell you something, man, it was a motherfucker. But the good news is I'm walking now. The bad news is the effects only last maximum 3 months. For me, it's usually about a month, but you know, hopefully I'll get over whatever it is that's got my back fucking up, you know, temporarily. That, and then yesterday, Charlie, I felt suspicious lumps in his glands under his neck. You know, he's had cancers before, and he's had a couple surgeries to remove them, and so that's the golden retrievers. That's what kills them. Lymphoma, fuck it, whatever, cancer. So I had a suspicious growth on his back, and that I went over there, and it's terrible. And I'm, oh my god! And sure enough, came back. Everything's legit. My boy is just fine. He doesn't want to show himself today on this video, and that's fine. But that's the update. I hope you guys are doing good. LMS Tactical. I'm out again. This time for real. Where the hell was it? It was, why do I want to say Fort Leavenworth? Come on, man. I'm gonna edit this shit out. It's like I'm having a fucking stroke here. Fort, it's coming to me. Jesus Christ, why is my glasses fogging up? Why can't I remember the name of the fort? Oh, no, now my battery's dying. Nice. I have been, I wonder if I have a freaking phone plug. I think I do. Hang on a second. God, this sucks.